Hello, everybody. Let me see if I can find this. Nope, it's fine. I'll find it later. It's not showing up for me. Welcome to the Historical Hellions. We have some exciting guests and an interesting book to talk about. So I didn't share anything on Instagram of how I felt. So I think, Samantha, you did.
Yeah, I did a little bit.
We were all pretty much in consensus. So yeah. Why don't we go ahead and introduce ourselves, and we can say what we are currently reading if you're reading something. So we'll start with Riley.
Okay, hi, I'm Riley, and I'm currently reading the fourth book in the St. Abbey series. But I can't say the name of the series on just the channel. Yeah, I just started that right before we went live.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Okay. Oh, yeah, Avery, go ahead.
I'm Avery, Ava, whichever one you call me. I just changed my channel name, so it's right there. And I am currently reading, I'm like 60% of the way through Ruthless Stranger by Maggie Cole, which is a mafia book. And y'all, people weren't lying with how good this book is.
I was gonna say, which direction is that going in?
No. It is good. Like, when people say it's good, it is good. I love it. If you love mafia, check it out, please. It's good.
Cool. I need to read that series. I feel like I haven't had the best luck with mafia romances. I feel so bad. I need to read that one. But anyways, I'm Samantha from Books with Samantha. I am currently reading, I have it right here actually, Naked in Death by J.D. Robb. Me and my dad are buddy reading this series right now. So I'm trying to get through that. I know everyone really loves that series, but I've never read anything by Nora Roberts or J.D. Robb, so I'm excited.
I'm surprised you haven't read that yet.
I know, I've been saving it for a video because I know everyone loves it so much, and my dad, everyone wanted him to read a romance for the first time, and this is the one that we decided because he usually reads romantic suspense, and that's kind of what this is. So.
Oh, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I just finished reading the second book to the Four Psychos by Christy Cunning, who is St. Abbey. And then I started the Naima Simone that we're reading for Ravished by Romance, and it's really good. It's his dead brother's wife, they were married and he's dead, and they work together at a tattoo shop, and he really likes her and she really likes him, but she dated.
Oh, is that what's that called? Sin and Ink?
Sin and Ink.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's really good so far. I like it. And pretty short, which is nice considering this was so long.
Yeah.
Do you guys keep the time open on your Kindle if you're reading an ebook?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this was 9 hours left, 8 hours left, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this.
I know.
I wish I had it on my Kindle because this was the smallest writing in the paperback. I was squinting when I
switched to Kindle. I couldn't read this in paperback.
Yeah. I wish there was an audio. I might have been able to finish it if there was an audio, or maybe should force my way through it.
I was having my Kindle read it to me at a certain point, and I turned the speed up so fast. I was like, let's just speed through it.
Well, to say, we all DNF'd it. Samantha, did you end up finishing?
So I read the first 200 pages, really read it, and then I just skimmed it a little bit. I didn't DNF it. I did kind of skim the end just to see if it got any better.
Did it?
No.
Yeah, I skimmed the end too, and it's weird.
Okay, yeah, I'm curious to know what happened at least.
Well,
yeah, I was gonna DNF it, but then I read the Goodreads reviews, and what everyone was saying was so wild. I was like, what? Maybe it does get better in the end. But what happened in the end was wild. It just wasn't good. Yeah. Yeah. We're sorry that this was the book we picked. Oh my god. I think this is the first book pick that so many people just DNF.
It, which is good.
Yeah. Oh, Chris, I'm happy you're liking it.
Yeah. It's funny though, because all the reviews on Goodreads are either 5 stars or 1 star. It's there's nothing in between.
Yeah.
And there's only a few 1 stars too. So many people seem to
That's why we picked it. we look at Goodreads reviews before we read it, and we're like, this one
Yeah.
has like a 4.2 rating.
Yeah. We pick, like, the way we pick our book picks is we like pick an author that we all like want to read from, and that maybe we have some of their books, and then we just pick their highest rated book. So this is really high rated on Goodreads, but if you read the 5-star reviews, they're still not that great.
I just looked at one of the first sentences.
Funny how like they made us think it was one thing and it was really like another thing. That was funny, but I think though this like read exactly like a bodice ripper. Like this is what I expect when I hear. I don't know when this was published.
I think it's 1990.
Yeah, this felt like 80s bodice ripper. Like she was annoying. It was a ton of steamy scenes and then no plot, no character development. I was like, who's our main character? Like 100 pages in.
Yeah, this definitely read more like what I have expected older historicals to read, but I've only read like Lisa Kleypas and Beverly Jenkins ones, and they're, I guess, very different.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm nervous to read the other Virginia Henleys that I have.
Was this everyone's first one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because her covers are beautiful.
I
They
know.
are so pretty. I was messaging Riley and I was like, there is nothing good about this book except for the cover. That's like it.
Oh my goodness. I feel so bad in saying it, but I feel like this is basically like where the stereotype of like old cheesy historical romances came from. Like this is all of, look how ugly this cover is, by the way. I don't have the pretty cover. So that makes me even more mad.
I got the ebook version.
Oh, okay.
I have the pretty one, and now I'm just so sad about it.
Yeah.
It's just
I wouldn't even say it was a lot of smut or steamy scenes because most of the steamy scenes were like non-consensual. There was a lot of consent. Yeah.
I DNF'd it at 30% because I was just like done and I had other stuff to do. I was like, I'd much rather read like the Maya Banks that I want to read instead of this, you know? And so I didn't get to any of the scene. I think the only steamy scene I got to was like the one time he like in the forest, that one time. Like didn't even happen though, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry for my dog.
No, deeper into the book, he got a little aggressive with our heroine, and there was some like just straight up consensual scenes.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that like so many people loved it. Like
Okay,
in one of the
get my dog.
Oh, okay. In one of the Goodreads reviews, someone was like, "Yeah, there was definitely like dubious consent, but I still love the book." And I'm like, "Okay, all right."
I mean, you do you, but
Justin said a lot about his. Oh my goodness!
I had like 5 bullet points that I made when it came to this book of like things that I did not like. One thing I will say that really bugs me in any kind of writing style is when it's like third person, but it doesn't solely focus on one person in the chapter. So like Throne of Glass, like Sergio Mass does that really well in her series where like it's third person. Like it'll say Selena did this, but it'll only be about like Selena during the chapter. Like other characters will pop in, but it's only in like Selena's point of view. You know, it's not in first person, but still. But like in this one, in the same paragraph, it would like jump to the other person's point of view. Like that is just so confusing to me.
Yeah. Well, and we got the king.
Yeah.
What
was that about?
Was he even
like read about a king cheating on his wife?
No, not really. He didn't tie into the story that much. It was random.
So why do we know his perspective and like this Barbara person that's like his mistress? I'm like, why does this matter?
Yeah. And then, like, his brother like randomly came up too. It was so strange. Everything about this book was strange. Yeah, the transitions, like the timing and the writing was just so weird. Yeah, this was not a good one.
Yeah, that's why in the beginning I was confused who it was even about, because it was like we had Summer, was that her name? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had Cat, yeah. And then it was like the king, and then it was like our hero, and I was like, is he actually the hero? Because where it turned was when she was like, oh, my brother needs help, and he's like, oh my gosh, you married me for my money, like this is over. And she's like, well, I'll cheat on you. He's like, well, I'll kill you. And I'm like, what is happening? That's when I stopped reading. I was like, I don't even want to know where this romance goes.
Yeah, I stopped after they got married. I was just like, they got married at 30%. What else is going to happen? Like, I'm done.
Yeah, I just think that their relationship was so toxic that there was like no redeeming it at the end of the book. There was no way to turn this around to make it like a believable happy ever after. I was just like, these characters are awful to each other.
They're awful people.
Yeah, all of them were terrible.
Yeah.
Fashion was super descriptive. I just didn't like the author's writing. It was so incredibly boring the entire time.
Yeah.
And like that's why it was so long. It was just so like there was so much unnecessary stuff.
Yeah.
I do have, let me see. I made like 5 things that I did not care for in here, like specifically. Oh, there were fat shamey comments in here. Yeah. And like I highlighted them too. And it made me so mad. There was like one thing I specifically remember because it made me so upset was like, she's like observing the high ladies of society so she can mimic them basically. And they're like, she sees women at a dinner table and she's like, in her monologue or whatever, she's basically like, I noticed that the plumper women actually eat their food and men don't pay attention to them. But the women who eat nothing, men will flaunt to. Like, there's more instances where stuff like that, even worse stuff like that happened, but like, why do you have to put that in a book?
Yeah. It lacked any like sex positivity or agency. Like there was no, it was very old school. Yeah. Which is, I mean, some old school historicals are really good, like Riley said, like Beverly Jenkins and Lisa Kleypas. But then I feel like this one and like Judith McNaught, it's just like, now I kind of understand where some of the stereotype comes from.
He was very much like, I need to possess my woman. Like so many times he said that. He's like, I can't control myself. I need to have her and claim her. Yeah. Which then I can see why it turns a little non-consensual later on. I don't think there was too much of that in the first half. But
when they get on the ship, I think it was like chapter 22 or something like that. I tried to like bookmark it. He like legit like slaps her across the face. Backhand.
What?
Yeah, and he did that like at least twice. From again, I skimmed, but he like physically hit her at least twice in this book, and I'm just like, what's romantic about that?
What the heck?
And then there was the one part where like one page he's calling her like his goddess, and then the next page he's like calling her the B word. I'm like, okay, way to switch up here. What's going on?
Yeah. He was very abusive, but she also wasn't like sticking up for herself. Like she was almost very toxic right back at him.
Right. Which reminded me of Shanna from Kathleen Woodowis, how she was really annoying and would be very selfish and not care about the hero. And I feel like she was the same way.
Yeah. But the redeeming quality of Shanna was that the hero wasn't like that. The hero was actually a really good character. Right. But this book, both of the characters were awful. There was no redeemable quality in this romance.
I also feel like everything, to the point where I read like up to 30%, everything happened way too conveniently for the heroine. Everything went perfectly, smoothly. Every plan that she made went perfectly well, besides maybe like her brother getting in prison.
But he just escaped.
I didn't know that. Okay, cool. I got out by myself. But like everything happened way too conveniently. I was like rolling my eyes. It's like, ugh.
But maybe if you like this, like you like it for that like gimmicky kind of bodice ripper genre. I don't know. Anybody who liked it.
Yeah, maybe because it's so outlandish that it's almost like humorous in a sense. I feel like are the people who like this. But then we also have to think like I feel like in the 90s, like what options were available. Like I feel like we're comparing this to historicals that we're reading now, which is why we're like such harsh critics on it.
But Ravished wasn't that long after this came out. And
I know.
Such a big difference. Ooh.
Yeah. And the Johanna Lindsay that we read was very like telenovela dramatic, but it wasn't as like unbelievable, if that makes sense.
And scandalous. I feel like that was a good phrase to use. Morally corrupt, scandalous, and a little loose.
Yeah.
I feel like that describes this more so than the other ones we've read.
Yeah, it definitely had a little bit more of a shock factor for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, we haven't read any Virginia Henley before. This is our first time.
And probably last.
I
don't know. I don't know. Now I can't really trust reviews either because like all the reviews are 5 stars for this. I don't know.
Like, also, y'all, beware if you haven't read this book yet. There's like a trigger warning for animal deaths. That whole horse scene.
Mm.
Yeah.
I do not want to read about that. Why did you put that in a book?
I think she even like snaps a chicken's neck on like the very first page.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was some
she like went down to her horse and she's like, oh, it was still alive and I had to kill it. Like there was no need for that scene.
Description. Why? Unneeded.
Yeah. Yeah, so Ravish was 2 years after this.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, Lisa Kleypas was writing books during this time, and so was Beverly Jenkins.
Yeah.
Beverly Jenkins' first book was written in 94? Oh, so 4 years after. Yeah, 94. But still. I would read her again. Maybe she does have some books that are better than this one. I don't know.
I own like 10 of her books, so maybe.
Yeah, I own so many. I'll probably see which one was like written the latest. Like maybe she changed after a couple years.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
And the pirate came in later, right?
Yeah, what did the pirate have to do with this? Like, because I was at the point, like, he called her a pagan a lot, but I had no idea how the pirate got incorporated into that.
That's when everything got so convoluted. And then his brother came into the picture and she like maybe cheated on him.
But it wasn't her brother, right? His brother.
No, I was so confused by that point in the book. I was like, is this another character or is this like actually him?
Did they not clarify it?
I skimmed. I'm very confused, but I mean, can we talk spoilers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It is him, but I don't know if it's like multiple personalities or like, I don't know. Cause I skimmed to like the end, but yeah, it's him.
It's definitely him, but in the moment, the heroine thought it was his brother.
Right. So she cheated, definitely.
Yeah, she intentionally slept with who she thought was his brother.
Right.
So she cheated like in her mind, but it was like a plot twist, not much of a plot twist, because the only difference was that beard was different. That it was him the entire time, and she did get pregnant by him. So then this also had like a surprise pregnancy trope from her.
Oh my god.
It was
When
not.
we were looking at those spoilers, I was like, this is nuts. Like, actually nuts. What is going on?
But
Oh,
pirate
man.
in one book. Like, how much can you put into one book? It's too long, also. Like,
Yeah.
400 pages.
There's just
Well,
so
and
many
it's like-
characters you didn't need to be introduced to.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really happened in the first 40%. They got married, and then she like went to a party, and then her brother escaped, and like that was it in 200 pages. So very slow. Oh,
Yeah.
so he was a privateer, like a legal pirate, and then that all got thrown out, right? So now pirates are illegal. So is he still being a pirate for the king? Do you guys know?
No, I think he was hired by the crown. I don't think he was like an intentional illegal pirate.
Okay, so he was still a privateer.
Yeah, I think so. Not that it was totally illegal, but I don't think like he was a pirate in the sense of what we're thinking about.
Have you guys watched that documentary? Riley, I didn't.
Yes.
You mentioned that on Instagram when I posted about it. That documentary about pirates.
No.
The Lost Kingdom or something.
Yeah.
I read it.
Okay.
I watched it.
Okay. Well, and then they like explained the history of pirates and how it was like because they were hired during like the wars as privateers by the crown, and then they didn't need them anymore. So then it's all of a sudden like all these people that had jobs as pirates were out of luck. So then they turned to like illegal pirating. So
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Privateers are
privateer.
illegal pirates.
Yeah, they are privates, but they were hired by the crown, basically being sent to like Jamaica and other countries to basically steal without like being under the British flag, so they weren't like declaring war. And then during this time there was slave trades going on, so they would also like kidnap, people from those islands and take them back to England. But it was the crown knew about it. So they weren't stealing from
them.
Yeah, they weren't stealing from England. They were stealing from like other islands. And then the pirates came that were basically like hijacking the crown's imports. So
Yeah. Romances was disappointing.
Yeah, this was a really disappointing romance. But do you guys count DNFs for your reading goal, like on Goodreads?
I did.
Yeah.
I counted. Well, I don't count all of them, but I counted this because I'm like, if I suffered through it, I'm counting it.
I did not count it.
I didn't count it either. Because like, what I rated a 1 star.
I didn't give it a rating, but
normally I count DNFs towards my like Goodreads challenge, but I don't give it a star rating. I'll just put, because I want to write a review for it on why I DNF'd it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was tempted to skim, but I think even skimming would have been way too long. But I did want to talk about pirate romances because I love them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not this one. Especially if it's called this, I feel like it's misnamed.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. Go ahead, Jess. What's a pirate romance that you liked?
One I remember reading, the like most iconic one is Gentle Rogue and by Joanna Lindsay. And I liked that.
Oh yeah, I read that.
It wasn't that problematic. I think I gave it 3.5 stars, and she like dresses up as a man to like be able to go on his ship, but he knows she's a woman the whole time. And so he like messes with her and like makes her his cabin boy. So like she has to stay with him. And it's pretty good, but I mean, like the whole thing was pretty much like a pirate romance. I think all of our favorites though, Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin, right? Because I
haven't read that one yet.
So much.
Oh my god, Avery, you will love it. You will love it.
I know. It's really hard to like read a book right now that I can't listen to because I'm constantly doing schoolwork. So it's really hard. So
yeah. I actually have that right here. I just read it.
Did you like it really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to do spoilers for that book because I was shocked by the ending, but I freaking loved the ending so much. The way it ended was perfection.
Yeah.
I wish more authors were independently writing dark historical romances.
Yeah.
Like that.
But that one was dark. Like dark. Like our heroine went through a lot in that book. So definitely read the trigger warnings if you're going to read that one.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, I want to read Kidnapped by the Pirate.
That's on my TBR. Yeah.
Who is that by?
Kira Andrews.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's MM. My library has like 10 of her audiobooks and not that one, and I'm really annoyed that they don't have that one because I want to read that one.
I did love Gentle Rogue. It's part of her Mallory Anderson series, Johanna Lindsay. That was going to be the one I recommended because I don't read that much pirate romance. But that one, Johanna Lindsay's like hit or miss for me. I give her books either like 5 stars or 2 stars. Like there's no in between. But I love her Mallory Anderson series.
I don't think I've ever read a pirate romance. Like, I don't think I have, now that I think about it. I'm still waiting for the day that someone writes an Elizabeth Swann and Will Turner retelling.
Oh my god, yes.
They were my OTP as a kid. I loved Pirates of the Caribbean. I was literally watching the second one. I rewatched the movies all day long. I love them so much. And like, if you've seen the newest movie, where Orlando Bloom like comes in for like a little bit, like that one, the newest one where he's like older, like my friends went and saw it with me in theaters, and the ending of it, I'm not going to spoil it, but if you know the ending of it, if you've seen that movie, I was sobbing because something happened that I've been waiting my entire childhood for, at the end of that movie. And all my friends are looking at me like I'm insane. And I'm like, I've been waiting for this for 10 years, okay?
No, I feel you. When I was a kid, I had a movie birthday party. Like my parents rented out like a little theater or whatever, and we watched Pirates, and it was a dress. What is it called? Like we all dressed up as Pirates of the Caribbean characters.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was good.
I just want someone to write a book based off of Elizabeth and Will because I love their romance so much, and I want.
Surely there has to be. I feel like there has to be.
It.
Oh, I'm all Googling it right now.
I also searched for a Jack and Rose retelling from Titanic, and I read one, and it wasn't that good. So, like, my childhood OTPs aren't really having retellings.
But maybe that's good because then it won't ruin your childhood.
Maybe.
Beverly Jenkins has one.
Oh, she does. Destiny's something.
Oh yeah, Destiny's.
Well, she has two then. She's
Oh.
captured, and then she has Destiny's captive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have read Destiny's Captive. That has a female pirate.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like that
Basically,
one.
like hijacks our hero's ship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God.
and then he comes for revenge, but ends up falling in love with her. That one I really liked.
Yeah.
But
Same.
they spent a lot of time on the sea, though. They spent a lot of time like.
Yeah, it wasn't like a.
Pirate.
Like it was it was pirate, but like wasn't that much pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still gave the book 5 stars though, because I liked that our heroine was Dominican. I never see historicals with like Dominican heroines.
I remember I actually have read a pirate romance, but it wasn't that great, and it was a reverse harem one, but it wasn't that good. It was like it was like Kindle Unlimited. I went into it thinking it was an adult romance, and I'm pretty sure it was YA. Like nothing really happened, and all the guys, a part of the reverse harem, who were pirates on this pirate ship, all of them spoke the exact same and acted the exact same, and so it just bugged me. Yeah.
That does sound like a very good startup to a reverse harem, though. Like someone who gets kidnapped by a pirate ship and has multiple pirates.
Well, I think she wasn't kidnapped, so like I think it's called like Escape of the Sea or something like that. So like in this world, there's like a bunch of different islands, and her dad is like the governor of this island, but whenever sometimes children are born with a mark on their face, and if they are, that means like they're touched and they get killed right from birth. And so when she's born, she has a triangle on her forehead, and so her dad keeps her safe in the house and doesn't let her leave at all, and like keeps her there. Man, this is all rushing back to me. So he like keeps her there. She has not like come outside of this house in like 18 years. I think she's like 18 or something. And then she finally escapes one night, and she comes across these guys, and she's like, take me with you, basically.
That's funny.
Is this someone mentioned Duke with the Dragon Tattoo? I don't.
Oh, yeah, I did read that one too. So I guess I have some pirate romances. I just forgot.
That's not at sea, right?
That's not what?
That's not at sea.
No, like I feel like that takes place a lot, like on land as well. And he's more of a privateer too, so I don't know. I guess I have read some pirate romances.
Yeah.
I have this one, but I haven't read it.
I just read 2 Shanna Galens, and I love them, so I'm looking this one up.
Rogue Pirate's Bride.
I did read A Pirate's Love by Joanna Lindsay and gave it 1 star. So that one is like non-consent the entire way through.
What's the difference between like a pirate and a Viking? Because Joanna Lindsay has her Viking romance, and that takes place on sea. They're on ships and they like plunder the villages.
I believe it's like time difference. Vikings were way before pirates. Because I've read Viking romances, so like they're kind of similar, but they don't spend their entire time on the sea like pirates do, basically.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So disappointing that this wasn't a good one. I'm so sad, especially because last month was so much better.
Oh, it was so good. I got a lot of 10 Amanda Quick books with all the step backs on eBay, so I'm gonna read her book. She has a pirate one. Oh, what was it called? Deception, I think.
Amanda Quick has a pirate romance?
Yeah.
Dang, we should have read that one.
Right?
Oh, Devil in the Deep Blue Sea. I feel like, Riley, you haven't read that one? I thought I saw you talk about it.
Have I read that? That title sounds familiar.
I think I read it.
I think this was in one of your ebook videos where you were like online shopping.
Yeah, okay. I haven't read that, but I do have it.
I'm pretty sure this one is free on Amazon right now for those of you who read it.
I think Lacey has read it. I can't remember if she liked it though.
I know Tori's read it.
Yeah, she said she didn't like it.
I think Bree was also reading it. I like chatted with her a couple days ago, and I was like, "What are you reading?" And she said that book. So I don't know if she liked it or not.
A Poseidon retelling, though. That sounds really interesting. I feel like we get all these Hades and Persephone retellings, but no Poseidon.
Oh, that's true.
I can't wait for the rest of like the Katie Robert series to come out with like the other mythological Greek god tales.
Yes.
I'm ready for those.
I freaking love. I know Justy didn't really care for Neon Gods, but I loved that book.
Me too.
I think I gave it 4 stars.
The plot was just a little lackluster to me.
Yeah, I want more Greek retellings and like romance because I love that. I love that.
I just want Katie Robert to write a Medusa romance. Like I will personally fund her to do that.
That would be so fun.
Oh my
She
goodness.
writes so much, so.
I know.
Write the Orpheus and Eurydice one. Like I want that real bad.
Oh, desperately. Have you guys seen or heard of the Broadway play Hades Town?
I've listened to the entire playlist.
I know, it's so good. It's basically a retelling of Orpheus and Eurydice, and I'm like, I want someone to turn that into a romance because it's so good.
Hopefully Katie Robert does that because like I feel like she kind of set it up in Neon Gods.
Yeah, she talked
about her sister and stuff.
I know.
We just don't have anything else to say. We're just gonna move on.
Well, if someone comments who's liking the book or liked the book, like what did you like about it? If you did like it, like that's a good question because I honestly don't know what people would like about the book.
Yeah, I don't want to be negative the whole live show, but I feel like we all kind of just DNF'd it and hated it. So.
I try so hard not to DNF book club books, but
no.
Couldn't.
Avery, when she said she was DNFing it, I was like, DNFing is like, you know, mental health. Like it's hard to read the book sometimes.
I felt bad. I just felt bad because I messaged Samantha and I was like, I'm not liking this. I don't know what to do. Like, because I started it 2 weeks ago. Like I started 2 weeks ago because I told y'all I only get through audiobooks right now. That's like my only way of listening to books pretty fast, like reading them. And so I was like, if I'm gonna read an actual like book with my eyeballs, I need to start it way beforehand because I have a million things to do. And I would read it every now and then. And it took me 2 weeks to get through 30% of that book. And then the next day I told like Samantha, I can't finish it. I can't do it. And the next day I started Ruthless Stranger and read 30% in 1 day. Like total difference.
Yeah. The first line was very misleading, okay? It made it seem like something exciting was going to happen, and it didn't. So
yeah.
Clickbait. This was the clickbait of the 90s, guys. The cover and the first line make you think it's spicy. It's not.
But it's impossible to find books under 400 pages that were historical romances in the 90s and 80s.
Really?
They all were over 400 pages.
Well, no, Jenkins wasn't. Jenkins was, I have it right here, 254. But this is the hardcover, so I don't know what the, okay, yeah, so actually the mass market was probably.
Our next one is 350, so.
Yeah.
I don't know how many from the 80s and 90s, though, have audiobooks available.
I saw that there was an audiobook for this, but it was a cassette tape. They never, like, changed the format. Because when I looked on Amazon, it was, like, cassette tape. I'm like, oh, I'm not buying that.
Yeah. Some of the authors that are still writing have did audiobooks for their olders, like Beverly Jenkins, Claypist, or Hannah Lindsay. So I don't know if next month has an audiobook though.
I don't think so.
Let me check.
Most of them don't. Oh, it does. No, sorry, that's the ebook. I just got really excited.
There was one that was an Audible original. Which one was that? Oh, Laura Kinsale book. What are we reading next month?
Oh. Isn't Bertrand Small's audiobooks are getting redone? Oh, our next one is this one.
Oh, yeah. Julie Garwood.
Oh, I love that cover.
Loves that. I think Jen loves that book.
A lot of people love this. Oh, and it's like metallic. This one is. And I love The Secret, so I'm really excited for this.
Okay, it does have an audiobook, but I think it's on Scribd and it's on Audible if you guys want to read it on an audiobook.
Oh, good.
Oh my gosh, someone's racing outside.
Oh, I wanted to let y'all know I just finished. I'm waiting on book 3, but I just finished book 2 in the Wallflower series for the first time. I'm reading it for the first time. It's like an 8-week wait for book 3, and I like binged the first 2, and I'm like, why?
Isn't that Devil in Winter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you read Again the Magic?
Yes, I read Again the Magic. I read that I think I read it over Christmas break.
Did you like it?
I liked it. I think I gave it 4 stars because it wasn't my favorite personally. I know you love it a lot. I just like, it's not my favorite personally. I think so far book 2 is my favorite out of the series. But I still
What Happened One Autumn? Is that What Happened One Autumn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I haven't read that one.
Everyone loves the third book, Devil in Winter. It's fine. It's fine.
I think I'm gonna love it because my favorite book in the Ravenel series is Devil in Spring, which is about their kid, and so I love that book.
Yeah. Have you read the Hathaway series?
No,
Oh,
I'm kind of like going backwards, so going like her newest stuff and going
I
back.
think Hathaway series is like the first one I read too, and then I read Hathaway because in the next book you get introduced to some of the characters in that series too. They all connect.
Have you read all of Lisa Kleypas's books?
The majority, yeah. I haven't read her like 90s books, the old historicals, and then I haven't finished the last couple of the Ravenel series.
Maybe one of her old books. Y'all should pick that one for a book club pick.
I know, but I feel bad because like some of them people can't find the pretty covers.
Where Passions Lead. That's like literally out of print. They don't even have a new edition of it.
I know.
That you splurged on.
It's been almost $40 for that book. I'm devastated still, but I'm happy I have it.
Oh my gosh.
No.
No way.
Yeah.
The girl. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
this is what you're saying?
Oh, I was like, what?
I'm so upset.
Why? Not why you're upset, but like, why is this
No,
pushed
I
back
know.
to 2024?
It was already pushed back for like 2 years. Are you kidding me? I'm so mad right now.
But that's 3 years from now.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. That can't be right.
That feels
Isn't
like
that
they're just
like
talking about it.
I thought like there was a wrong placeholder date.
I thought it was supposed
Didn't
to come
she say
out
that?
last year.
Let's check.
But she won't say like why it's being pushed back. Because I think Amazon just put a random date in and it said that and people were freaking out, but I don't think that was true. But she didn't say like when it was coming out.
I just want it. I want to read
No,
it.
Goodreads says 2024. Yeah, 2024.
Ugh. I want to cry.
Have you guys read any of the other new historicals that have been coming out, like Sarah McLean's? Or Lisa
I've never
Kleypas?
read
The Sarah McLean book. That one was good, and I read the new Lorraine Heath book.
Oh, did you like it?
I loved it. I
Okay,
loved
so I got a copy.
it. Is so good. Amazon also pulled the cover, so I wonder if everything is being redone.
But the cover matches the series.
Okay, wait. I just found a tweet from Tessa Dare that said the 2024 date is a lie, but she doesn't say anything else.
Right. She was like, oh, that's wrong. But doesn't say like, okay, but when is it coming? She doesn't say.
Oh.
I like the cover though, because it matches the series. Why would they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's weird.
That's upsetting.
I'm trying to read all of her books by the end of the year, but I don't know if it'll happen.
I don't feel any way towards it because I actually have never read a Tessa Dare. I know. No, I don't know why. I have a ton of her books.
She actually doesn't have that long of a back list of books.
I think I have all her books. I just haven't read them.
I have to read her old stuff, like those 3 trilogies.
The
Those 2
horse
trilogies. The horse
Yeah.
one. I read the first horse one. Not my favorite.
Those are the only ones I haven't read, and I'm like,
Those are the
do
only ones I
I want to? I don't think I do.
Like I feel like she's definitely grown in her writing, which I love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the farther back you go, the less good it is. You know. I think her backlist one's the only one that I've really liked. is the one that she did in collaboration with like Christy Caldwell. They did 2 short stories in like one book. I think it's like When Rogues Rush In or something like that. And both of them had kind of like a novella in a book. And I liked that. That's good.
I'll read that one because I love Christy Caldwell.
Mm-hmm.
I love Christy Caldwell.
They both have their own little stories. It was cute.
Yeah, I still need to read Bombshell.
I gave Bombshell 4 stars as well. It was good. It wasn't my favorite Sarah McLean. This one felt more. I don't know how to say it. You know how Sarah McLean always has like a lot of agency in her books? Like this one felt more like about the heroine's journey. I don't know. I really liked her Love by Number series. So that one is just like my all-time favorite. But it was still good. The heroine was super interesting to read about.
I want to read more of Stacey Reed's backlist because I really like hers.
They have a lot of her audiobooks through my library, so I didn't
Mine
know
too.
she had that big of a backlist too.
Mm-hmm.
What was I just thinking about? Oh my gosh.
I feel like since we just skipped over the book, like give us tropes and maybe we'll do some like recommendations. Because we just like completely
We're just talking historicals in general now.
We'll just talk about historicals overall.
Mm-hmm.
Eloisa James.
Oh,
Jess.
I'm reading one of hers in a couple days. I love her books. I didn't read her newest one though in the Wild series. I still have to read that one.
Have you read the one that's not under her pen name, like the book?
No, because that's like women's fiction, right? Yeah.
I haven't read any of the books yet.
No, I love her books. Her Wild series is really good. It like follows a bunch of siblings, just like Bridgerton does. Do you guys listen to the
musical?
I was just gonna ask that. Do you listen to the songs?
Yes.
That's all I've been listening to, other than audiobooks, is the musical. List over and over and over and over again.
It's so good.
I love her TikToks. It's just so exciting.
I wonder if it's actually going to be made into a musical because it better.
I don't know, because she posted a TikTok about it, like Abigail Barlow, like a couple days ago, because I went and like stalked her page to like find out. And I'm also waiting for her freaking Kennedy Center video to come out too. I can't wait to watch that with Darren Criss. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be beautiful. But she basically said like, don't foresee a musical happening. Like she's blessed enough that like Netflix allowed her to make the musical and like
I was wondering
in general. So I don't think there's gonna be an actual one, but I mean it would be amazing if they would. I feel like Netflix should make it because like it would be popular, of course.
Yeah, but maybe it's just odd that the Netflix series and the musical would be coming out at the same time.
Isn't there like that Bridgerton experience thing that's happening? Did you guys see that?
No.
It's like they're throwing like an actual Bridgerton party somewhere.
I've never seen that. Bridgerton is taking over the world, guys.
Well, like Julia Quinn is part of it. The Bridgerton experience is in DC, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Montreal.
The Queen's Ball.
It's a live concert and dance show.
And you like dress up in the period pieces. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
2022.
cool.
In 2022.
Yeah.
Is this around the next like season coming out, or is there a reason?
It says March of 2022. It's an hour and 30 minutes. You have to be over 21. And it doesn't give a list. The general admission is only $49. So it's not that expensive.
The dress you'd buy is probably going to be pretty expensive. I'm not going to lie.
You could just thrift that. There's so many like Regency dresses like that you find in like old thrift shops.
But I saw that and it sounded cool. But I was wondering with the Bridgerton musical, like they take direct lines from the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they got like copyright permission from
They got permission from Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But what's your favorite song on the album? I want to know everyone's favorite song.
Ooh.
I don't know. I
love Sienna's, but it's one of the shortest, and that makes me
know.
Yeah.
I wish it was longer. I wish it was longer, but it's so good.
That one is a good one.
I'm obsessed with two. Okay. If I Were a Man, that one is so good. And then I love Oceans Away so much.
Yeah, I think Oceans Away is my favorite.
We're talking about the Bridgerton musical. Yes. Oh, Oceans Away and Burn for You too is what I love.
Oh, Fool for You. That one's a good one too. There's just so many good ones.
I love the opening one too. I was just thinking like opening the whole music.
And I like when I listen to that one, I can totally picture it as like an actual like musical.
Yes. I'm like a musical theater. I was a musical theater geek in high school. Like that's the only thing I did was theater. And so like I am obsessed that this is now a musical, like at least in audio form.
Yeah.
It'd be so
I told
cool
my sister if they ever actually went on Broadway, like we were actually going to go to literal Broadway to see it. Like there's no question that we would do that. But it probably won't happen, so it's fine. Are you guys going to keep this book?
I think I am the ebook, honestly.
No, I'll probably donate to my free little library. I've kind of like gone over needing to like all of the pretty covers, or like sometimes I'll keep a book just because like I want the author's entire backlist, but now I'm just like I don't have room for it. So if I don't like it, it's getting donated.
I have all of her covers that look like this, but then I also have a couple that are like the non-pretty ones. I'll probably get rid of those. But I love those covers so much.
Iconic.
It's so pretty. Have y'all seen? I'll show you the one that I have physically, because that one is beautiful because it's gold and shimmery.
Oh, but Tori, they let Emily sing that song, and I don't like it, but just like
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that one's really pretty.
It's like they're like raised too.
Yeah, that's how this one is.
And then this one is gold.
Oh wait, I don't think my copy of that is gold on the spine. That's cool.
It's so pretty. Now I'm scared to read it.
Read it and let us know how it is.
There's a dragon tattoo on his shoulder. I just realized that.
I wonder if he actually has a dragon tattoo.
They'll probably call her Jewel like 20 times in the first 20%.
Let's see how many pages this is. But apparently
all of her books are long.
This is the second book in a series, though, apparently. So 489?
Gross. But I feel like, no, I think they asked, do you guys, okay, so if you have an author that you love or you feel like you're going to really like this trope, do you guys ever put a book off because you know you're going to love it? Like, do you save it for a rainy day? That's what they were asking.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
So do I.
Yeah. I don't know why I do that.
That's what I'm doing with Ransom by Julie Garwood, because I love The Secret so much, and I'm just like, but I'm going to love book 2. But I want it to be like special, so I can't read it yet.
Yeah. And if it's a series, I like read it extra slow because I know it's going to end and then I'm going to be sad. But that makes no sense because then I just never read the book.
That's what happened to me with the Spindle Cove series. Like I finally finished it earlier this month. It took me like a year or more to finally finish those.
Those audiobooks are so good.
Oh my gosh, yes.
For the Spindle Cove series.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
I also feel like since they were older ones, like, I don't know, maybe editors didn't like go in and check it all that much because they were kind of like the first of their kind.
Yeah, it wasn't an established genre and there was so much stigma against it. Like maybe they just didn't.
Who published this?
Avon? I don't know.
Dell Publishing?
Mine's Dell too, right here.
Never heard of it.
No, yeah, Dell Publishing.
Oh, it's Doubleday. Who is
it's
that?
a division of Random House.
Okay.
Oh,
I was
okay.
thinking that was Random House.
Yeah, so maybe, yeah. It's a division of
Okay.
Random House.
It has other books. I think this is a book in the same series as The Pirate and the Pagan because it has like listed on the inside. It has The Pirate and the Pagan, then you have The Falcon and the Flower, and then Oh, that one won the award for the most sensual medieval romance in 1989. And then The Hawk and the Dove won award for best Elizabethan historical romance in 1988.
Have you guys read any historicals in that time, Elizabethan era?
No, but I love the TV shows that take place in
Couldn't even tell
Elizabeth.
you. I don't know what era.
I'm
that
not
is.
sure.
It's the era right after King Henry, right? When Queen Elizabeth was? Yeah.
Yes.
Right, but like what year is that?
You know what, Jess? I don't know.
This is where Google is.
I probably have. I don't really pay attention to like.
I don't pay attention to years of historicals. Like,
Yeah.
with them. I just know they
Well, I
take
feel
place
like
a long time
everything's
ago.
Regency. Everything's Regency, or you get a couple of medieval. So it's from 5058 to 1603.
I feel like I read a lot in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But within the 1800s, I think there's a couple different like
Eras.
eras.
Short,
But I
right?
can't tell the difference.
Yeah, because Regency was only 7 years, 9 years. It wasn't that long of a
Mhm.
time period.
But most of them are written in that.
There is a little thing that like bugs me. I know that there's some booktubers who, instead of call like historical romance books, instead of calling them historicals, they just call all of them Regency romance books. I'm like, no, not all of them are.
That could be misleading.
Yes, it grinds my gears.
The Elizabeth Lowell one we read was medieval, right?
Yep. Untamed. That one was medieval. And then there's the Judith McNaught one, Kingdom of Dreams. That's medieval. That one's a really good.
This one's 1102.
Okay. There we go.
Is that medieval?
I don't know. I think so. Let's see.
I read
What?
a bunch of Viking romances, but I don't know what year Viking romances were.
The medieval times was 1400 to 1450. So no, it was not.
So what's 1100?
What was? You know what's so funny is I did an entire video on all of the different years.
You did.
I know.
And
I watched that.
I don't remember anything I said.
Not Regency, that's all that matters.
I don't know what this was. Yeah, it does sound ancient.
Times.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Somebody asked, what did they say?
Sounds good.
Yeah, that question. Yes, some do have very clear consent, and our women have agency, and then some don't. So it's kind of a hit and miss.
I just read a Highlander romance where the hero is so like sweet about consent. Like, you can be hot and be consensual, and like,
Yeah.
That's
That's how our last book was. Ravished, he was pretty clear on like having her consent, and like she was the one who like made advances towards him at first.
Mhm.
So there's some, but there's also some that have dubious consent, unfortunately.
This makes me excited though, because like this wasn't that readable.
No.
And I liked how Ravished went by so fast. It was like felt very contemporary historical romance. So I think Julie Garwood typically reads like that.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys see that Fated Mates is doing Amanda Quick as a buddy read for one of their podcasts?
Mm-mm.
I think they're doing Ravished by Amanda Quick. So now all you guys are prepared if you read that one.
I'm excited to read more, but a lot of people told me that Amanda Quick's formulaic, so now I'm concerned. I was like, so is it like
Mm.
I like one
I don't
of her
mind-
books, and then
I don't mind formulaic. I read Ruby Dixon, okay? I do not care if it's formulaic at all.
Is the new one? I think I saw somewhere that it's coming out in November, like the republished
think
Iceland
so.
Barbarians.
I can't wait for that edition.
That's so fast. Didn't
I
they
know.
just buy the rights like last month?
Yeah.
I guess they don't have to do anything to it. They just like repackage it, but
I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
But they know that everyone's like
Gonna
love
buy
it. So they're jumping on the opportunity.
Well, everyone was scrambling to buy the paperbacks of the indie published one.
I will say, I wish I would have bought book 2 a while ago, because now they're like not selling book 2 anymore, like on Amazon, and it makes me so sad because I own book 1, but like I don't own the old version of book 2 anymore.
I'm so regretting, because I found the entire, like when there's 17 books, I found the entire series at Half Price Books, and I didn't buy them.
Oh my! I remember that. I remember I messaged you about that. I like, replied to your story, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, the dream!" And you were like, "I didn't buy them," and I was like, "Oh no!"
They were all like $5 too. Oh, I should have done it.
Oh no. Honestly, that's my biggest unpopular book opinion is I can't with that series. I don't like the Ice Planet Barbarian series. I don't know why. I just don't.
I'm just a sucker for Ruby Dixon. I think her books are so easy to fly through, and I love how the heroes like simp over the heroines. Like they go hardcore in love, longing over them, and like that is so attractive. That is so attractive. But
have you read the Dragon one? Because that one looks interesting.
If I say, okay, Samantha, I think you should read her novella called The King's Spinster Bride. I think you love that.
Okay.
It's an age gap. The woman is older. It's fantasy romance, not sci-fi. And it's a novella, and it is so good.
I loved that one.
It's like a barbarian marriage ritual. It's good.
What's it called again?
The King's Spinster Bride. I feel like you'd like that.
Okay, I'll read that one. I need to give her another chance.
It's like the prequel to this fantasy romance series she's writing. Those books are like 600 pages each. I listen to the audiobooks for those. I can't read those physically. I like them, but they're very, very, very slow. The novella is different, though. The novella is like the precursor.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
So I'm hoping.
I read the first book, and I just felt meh about it. I gave it 3 stars. I DNF'd the second book, and then I read the third book, and I think I gave it 3 stars.
Oh, you should have read book 4. You should have at least read book 4. Book 4 is so good. But
I didn't know.
I get it. It's not for some people. I totally understand it. Like my favorite book is book number like 17, 18. Like it's not everyone's cup of tea, and I totally get that. I'm hoping I'm almost done.
You have to read them in order?
Basically. Like I really recommend reading them in order. You don't have to. I'm not the reading police, obviously, but like you get the most out of it if you do read them in order. And what was I going to say? I was going to say something. Oh, I am planning on making a Ruby Dixon like guide video soon. I just have to finish reading her Motorcycle Club series, which is what I'm reading right now.
Okay.
Which are okay.
I mean, it was years ago, like maybe 2-3 years ago that I read those books. So maybe I just wasn't in the mood for that type of book. Maybe with all the monster romances I've been reading, maybe I'll like them again. I need to try it. I'll try it.
I recommend probably read, if you want to, you could read book 4. I feel like book 4, a lot of people love that one. Barbarian's Mate. That one.
Oh, I read the first 3 already, so I would be on book 4.
Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of people like that one. That one and book 6 about Josie and Hayden. People like those 2 a lot.
How do you remember all their names? I can't remember the
I'm
names.
a freak. I'm a freak for Ruby Dixon. Okay.
I know I've read like 5 or 6, but I cannot tell you the difference between any of them.
No.
It's just they're also like comfort reads for me. So I like purchased a lot of them on Audible when I used to have an Audible account. And so like I re-listen to them for like comfort and stuff like that. So I'm obsessed with them. And like I remember I think I was in it hasn't come out yet, but Jess and I were talking about this with some other people. Like we started talking about Ice Planet Barbarians and another live show thing we were in. And in her previous book, in like Steps Outcast that came out, I remember so you know it like blew up on TikTok, right? And like there's this one girl, her name's Emma, that like basically was the catalyst for it blowing up on TikTok. And like Ruby Dixon named my favorite couple from like book 18 after her. It's like so like I'm so happy for her, but I was like so jealous. I was like, I want to be a baby name in the Ice Planet.
I've been talking about it for years.
But I'm so happy. I'm so happy that like it got traction. But
yeah.
Real quick, any recs for historicals with kids? Someone did say To Sir Philip with Love, which is a really, really good one.
I'm salty. I don't like kids, so no, I don't have any recs.
Duchess by Day, Mistress by Night by Stacey Reed. I remember that one. She's a single mom. And like her son gets, I think, kidnapped, and she asks the hero to help her find him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Destiny book, the one book.
I was gonna say, I thought one of those had a single.
Yeah.
No, the first book, Destiny's Desire.
It has a surprise pregnancy, but her son's like 1 year old when she tells the father. So,
yeah, that's the second book.
Yeah.
That's the only surprise pregnancy book I've ever liked.
Okay. I have read a surprise pregnancy book that I really like that I want everyone to read. Okay. If you like monster romances, y'all need to read 3 of Hearts by Lillian Lark.
I love Lillian Lark so much.
It's so good. It's polyamorous, so some people don't like that, but it's good. It is so freaking good.
I think one of the
I second the Raycast though.
One of the books in the Ravenels series. She's a single mom. I think it's Devil's Daughter. I think.
I don't remember.
It's the one with the gold dress in the Ravenels series. She's a single mom.
Yeah, that's Devil's Daughter.
Mm-hmm.
One of them in the Wild series also does by Eloisa James. I don't remember which one, but she has a kid. One of the earlier ones. Yeah. Okay. Anything else we want to say? We've been here for an hour. Sorry that happened. The consensus of this book choice.
Yeah. Hopefully next
time.
week.
I have high hopes for this one. Our next one after this, though, is also a pirate one. So hopefully that's better.
Yes. We'll give pirates another chance.
Yes. We'll see. But thank you to Avery and Riley for joining. Hopefully you still had fun.
Oh, yes. Yes. Any excuse to chat with y'all is super fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. Well, make sure you check out everybody. They're all linked down below. And thank you, everybody, for joining. And we will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.